Puppies are chose for protection levels. They go different obstacles, tests, and we start teaching them how to bite, where to bite, how to respond to the commands, leash, off leash. And this takes about 2 years to slowly get the dog to the level that the dog will understand clearly what you want from it. Even fully grown protection dog, 5 years old kid can just walk and control.
Wealthy individuals living in Los Angeles are paying a pretty penny for guard dogs. And the video that you just watched is one of the companies that trains these guard dogs and sells them at a super hefty price. Now, the elite animals, typically German Shepherds, Belgian Malinois, Dobermans, Cane Corsos, or a mix of those breeds, are marketed under names such as personal canine bodyguards and executive protection dogs. And they're being sold for quite a bit. So one of the companies that does this is known as Svalin. Anyway, so they breed and train these dogs, and the company estimated, to be very blunt, our dogs that were born in 2022 are being sold at a price of $150,000. It's a coveted product. It's a living thing, by the way. And look, I get it. People do buy dogs for protection. You know, even having a dog that can't really guard you, like my dog, just him barking like crazy when someone's at the door might discourage someone from trying to break in, you know.
Yeah, so you tell me that he can't protect you? You crazy?
He's so
Charlie's
perfect.
A killer. He's got killer written all over him.
By the way, he'll try, right? So whenever I'm walking him and someone like suddenly approaches me, even if they're not gonna do anything to me, like Charlie will think that they are, and he'll go like he gets really mad. I love him.
That's
so perfect.
Okay.
Anyway.
All right. So back to this actual story. First, let's note that Svalin has to get a better name.
100%. Please do so.
Second of all, I like that they're executive protection dogs. They will not protect you if you're not an executive. Well, okay, so take your middle class ass out of here.
Well, your middle class ass can't afford this.
Well, that's the problem,
yeah.
Right? So look, I get the need to protect yourself, especially as crime increases in cities. I get that people love dogs, etc. I don't besmirch them. I don't know what their deal with the dogs is, but I have seen dogs rip people apart. So,
like in real life?
No, I didn't see it personally, but yeah, a friend of mine, their mom went to someone's house, a tenant's house, and they weren't home, but the dog was, and he bit her face.
What did she do?
And her legs, and just in the hospital, like
oh my
bites
God.
everywhere. So you got to be super careful with like dangerous dogs. And I hope, and I'm really not saying anything about the company. I don't know how well they train them. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Right? Just be a little careful, that's all.
Okay, let me give you more details about this current trend with the guard dogs and the two-tiered public safety system we now have, which is insane. So at Harrison Canine, protection dogs are usually sold for $45,000 to $65,000, although a special order canine can run into the six figures depending on bloodline, color, country of origin, titles, and special training requests. Its highest priced dog ever was purchased by a Minnesota business executive for almost $250,000, $230,000.
Look, you can get a dog like that for a lot less. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna be perfectly trained by these guys, etc. theoretically. And
I'm not a big fan of breeding the dog. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
But guys, this is yet another story, the millionth story in a row of folks have too much money. They just have too much. Like you're gonna pay $230,000, $150,000 for a dog. Like you can't find a dog that can protect you for under $150,000.
Cenk, they buy cars that cost more than my condo. Like it's insane. Or like a full-blown like house. It's insane. But okay, but the point I want to make about this story is, look, I don't know if the expensive dog is really gonna make that much of a difference when it comes to their safety. But I have noticed in Los Angeles, where we live, certain neighborhoods seem to have a lot of private patrol, a lot of private security.
Sure. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So right now, I can't believe this number. So the police department in Los Angeles is short 8,000 cops. That's what I heard in a news report yesterday, which blew my mind. And so one of the things that they're doing is some of the calls where you call 911, you need help, they're just not gonna send cops. Like that's what the city council is voting on right now. So great. And they're like, no, this is actually a really great idea because there are some calls that you don't really need the cops. So it's a better use of their time. Also, we're short a lot of cops, so that we got to do this. So that's that. So what ends up happening is the wealthy just buy their private security, and the rest are left to fend for themselves.
Yeah, there's a lot of truth to that, guys. So there's tons of different factors when it comes to a city like LA and a state like California. There's plenty of Democrats to blame as well as the overall system. But the bottom line is this is just a general trend for society. It reminds me of the Kim Kardashian got private fire department.
Yes, yep.
When there was the fires in Malibu and Calabasas, I think. And so they're slowly, and unfortunately corporate Democrats participate in this just as much as Republicans do. Now this is the macro trend I'm talking about. They're slowly pulling all the money and resources out of things that help the public. And they're saying, well, we don't need your public fire department, your public police department, public schools, etc. We got everything privatized now. Dude. And so all of you, Hunger Games for the rest of you.
Okay, so one thing that I wish people would look into, including reporters, we have reporters, maybe they can look into this. I read about how the Koch brothers and the Heritage Foundation, they've been big funders of the criminal justice reforms, right? And so in California, the big effort right now is to just close prisons. And look, I get it, over-incarceration is an issue, but it's interesting how similar the model is to the shutdown of mental health facilities, right? So the idea with the mental health facilities was, these asylums are awful, and they were awful, right? But rather than reforming them, changing them, the argument was let's shut them down, and instead of having state asylums, have the counties deal with it. But the counties didn't have the resources to open up their own facilities. So you know what ended up happening? They shut down the asylums, and then that was it. All the people who needed mental health treatment were on the streets, and they continue to be on the streets. I think the same thing is gonna happen with prisons. You need prisons. I'm sorry, I know, very offensive thing to say, but you do. There are gonna be criminals. You need to find a place to put them.
Yeah, guys, beware of right-wingers funding any kind of reform. And so I don't know why the Koch brothers are funding it, but I pointed that out to you a couple of years ago, I think. And so that's a phenomenon. And all of a sudden, the rich have their guard dogs and they have their
private security,
etc. And the rest of us are doing what? Fighting each other. So look, again, I don't know. Maybe that was the one thing they thought, we'll seem charitable here while we're ripping off people there, and everything else that we do. But just a word of caution, that's all. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.